For 14 years, Terri Irwin has lived a life of dedication, resilience, and purpose, carrying on the legacy of her late husband, Steve Irwin. Over time, she has grown comfortable with the person she sees in the mirror, embracing her journey with unwavering commitment. Recently, however, she has made a shocking decision that is sending ripples through her family. After years spent preserving Steve's memory and raising their children in the heart of wildlife conservation, Terri has reportedly severed ties with her family. This surprising move follows a profound transformation in her son Robert, a change that has stirred deep emotions and led her to make a decision many never expected. To understand the complexity of this family saga, one must peel back the layers of history, grief, and an unrelenting dedication to a cause that has shaped their lives. Losing Steve Irwin was a devastating blow that shattered Terri's world overnight. He was not only her husband, but also her best friend, partner, and co-parent. The weight of his absence was overwhelming, yet she had little time to grieve. With 2 young children depending on her and a massive legacy to uphold, she found herself forced to step into Steve's shoes. She had to make the decision to carry on his dream, not just for herself, but for the children they had together and the countless animals they had dedicated their lives to protecting. In moments of uncertainty, she would remind herself that she had no other choice. Continuing his mission was the only way forward, but hidden within Steve's old journals was a secret that could change everything. The Australia Zoo, once a sanctuary of shared joy, became both a painful reminder of what she had lost and a platform for her unwavering determination. Despite the grief, she poured herself into the work, ensuring that Steve's vision remained alive. Under her leadership, the zoo flourished in ways that even Steve might not have imagined. Programs expanded, the wildlife hospital grew in scope, and conservation efforts reached unprecedented heights. Yet as much as she accomplished, the weight of responsibility was immense, and the pressure never seemed to relent. Amid the chaos of running the zoo and championing conservation work, her children remained her greatest focus. Bindi and Robert, so young when they lost their father, became the anchors that kept her moving forward. Her priority was always to ensure that they felt loved, supported, and connected to their father's legacy. From the earliest moments after Steve's passing, Bindi made it clear how much she admired him, calling him her hero during his memorial service. Robert, just a toddler at the time, grew up with only stories of his father to shape his understanding of the man he had lost. As he grew older, he began to resemble Steve more and more, not just in appearance, but in mannerisms, gestures, and expressions. There were moments when Terri would watch Robert and feel as though Steve was still with them, guiding their path. These moments were bittersweet, filled with both joy and sorrow, reminders of all they had lost and all they had continued to build. Despite their public success, life behind the scenes was not without struggles. Raising 2 children while managing one of the world's most famous wildlife sanctuaries and carrying the weight of a global legacy was no easy feat. For years, Terri kept many of her struggles private, choosing to focus on the mission at hand, rather than dwelling on personal hardships. However, whispers of tension began to emerge, hinting at a shift within the family dynamic. Reports surfaced suggesting that she was stepping back from certain family relationships, a decision that followed a deeply personal and painful transformation in her life. It served as a reminder that even those who seem unshakable can be tested by life's unexpected turns. Yet despite the changes within her family, Terri's connection to the Australia Zoo remained unwavering. For her, the zoo was not just a workplace or a business. It was the continuation of a dream that she and Steve had built together. It was a place where their shared love for wildlife still thrived, a living embodiment of everything they had worked for. In the years after Steve's passing, Terri threw herself into expanding the zoo's mission. She spearheaded efforts to protect endangered species, developed wildlife corridors, and grew the zoo's wildlife hospital into one of the most impactful facilities of its kind. Tens of thousands of injured animals received treatment, each case serving as a tribute to the mission Steve had been so passionate about. Her days were long and filled with challenges, but she approached each one with relentless determination. Managing a team, overseeing conservation programs, and constantly living under public scrutiny required immense strength. Yet she never allowed herself to falter, knowing that every step forward was a tribute to Steve's memory. The zoo's success became a testament to her unwavering dedication, transforming it into far more than a tourist attraction. It became a hub for education, conservation, and advocacy, a place where people from around the world could connect with wildlife and learn about the importance of protecting the natural world. At the heart of Terri's journey were her children, who had grown up surrounded by nature, learning to care for animals from an early age. She encouraged them to embrace their father's legacy in their own ways, never forcing them to follow in his exact footsteps, but rather allowing them to carve their own paths. For Bindi, this meant stepping into the spotlight as a conservationist, advocate, and television personality. Her infectious enthusiasm and love for wildlife captivated audiences worldwide, making her a role model for young conservationists. Robert, on the other hand, discovered his passion behind the lens of a camera. His stunning wildlife photography brought global attention to conservation issues, earning him widespread recognition. Each time she watched her children succeed, Terri felt an immense sense of pride, knowing that their father's spirit lived on in the work they did. Despite their achievements, the family faced personal struggles that often remained out of the public eye. When Terri made the difficult decision to step back from certain family ties, it became a topic of speculation. However, she remained steadfast in her mission, refusing to be swayed by public opinion. Her resilience in the face of adversity was a testament to her character, showing that even when life presents unimaginable challenges, it is possible to persevere with grace and determination. Through her work, she has inspired countless individuals to care about wildlife and the environment. The Australia Zoo stands as a symbol of her dedication, a place where her late husband's spirit continues to live on, and where future generations can learn about the importance of conservation. As Bindi and Robert continue to forge their own paths, Terri's influence is evident in everything they do. Their love for wildlife and commitment to conservation are direct reflections of the values she and Steve instilled in them. While their family story is far from over, one thing remains clear: their impact will be felt for generations to come. Robert's childhood was anything but ordinary. Growing up in a world where adventure and wildlife were part of everyday life, he found himself immersed in the same passion that had defined his parents' existence. Born on December 1st, 2003, in Queensland, Australia, Robert was raised in an environment unlike any other. His home was not a typical suburban house, but an open-door sanctuary for animals of all shapes and sizes. Crocodiles, kangaroos, and snakes were not just creatures to be observed. They were part of his everyday world. From a young age, Robert was not merely watching animals from a distance. He was right in the middle of it all. He learned to feed kangaroos, handle reptiles, and care for every creature that crossed his path. Steve ensured that his son understood the importance of respecting and caring for wildlife, instilling values that would guide Robert for the rest of his life. After Steve's sudden passing in 2006, Terri took on the role of ensuring that Robert and Bindi remained connected to their family's mission. Unlike many children who grow out of childhood hobbies, Robert's love for wildlife only deepened with time. By the age of 4, he was appearing on television alongside his mother and sister, showcasing his natural energy and genuine passion for the animal kingdom. As he grew older, Robert did not shy away from the spotlight. His infectious enthusiasm made him a natural on television, and he quickly became known for his charismatic appearances on major shows. Whether he was handling sloths and snakes on live TV or sharing insights about conservation, his ability to blend education with entertainment captivated audiences worldwide. But Robert's passion did not stop at television. He found another way to connect people with the natural world, through photography. His work as a photographer gained widespread recognition, earning him awards and global acclaim. Through his work, Robert has continued to honor his father's memory while creating his own identity. He has emerged as a leader in conservation, using his platform to educate and inspire others. While his journey is still unfolding, one thing is certain. Robert Irwin is not just following in his father's footsteps, he's leaving his own mark on the world. As Terri watches her son step into his own legacy, she understands that sometimes letting go is the ultimate act of love.